Howdy, howdy, howdy. Happy to be here and happy you're here with me. And if you're new here and enjoy this content, I hope you'll subscribe. So today we're going to talk about Saturday. It has been a heck of a few days. Let's see. Let's get started with, I think I mentioned my computer crashed, but I got my computer back, and it's been a nightmare of trying to upload programs and, re-logins and all that, and it's like, my goodness. Fortunately, I found Google Photos. I didn't even know they were keeping track, but apparently they were, and thank goodness, because they managed to capture all the photos that I have done for the last 2 years on my phone. And it's like, yay! Because the biggest thing that I was missing was the finished photos of my patterns, which are key to any kind of, posting of my pattern. You want to present the best photo you have. And so, yeah, those photos were gone unless I found them somewhere else or took them off of either my Etsy listings, but that would have been a really big pain to go through every single listing and saving the photos. And yeah, I was very, very happy to find all those photos, at least for the last 2 years. It doesn't go all the way back to 2011, which I wish it did, but I'll take it. And so that was a blessing. It's been a roller coaster ride trying to get back to the same status that I was before my computer crashed. And so I'm just happy I found some photos. Yay! Next thing up on the list was the actual Saturday event. Everything was fine. We got there, we set up, hubby left, and about 2 hours later, the sky opened. And I was like, okay, well, according to the weather app, it's going to stop in about an hour. I can handle that. I can hang and it'll be over with. When it got close to that hour, I rechecked. It's been postponed another hour. And then it got really crazy. I mean, the energy, it was so windy and rainy. It was downpouring and it was lightning. And I was starting to get a little freaked out. And I said, that's it. I'm done. The wind was literally blowing the rain into my canopy. I had the walls up, and it was just, yeah, it was scary. And everything, I'm talking everything, was wet. Just, it was horrible. It was just horrible. And so we ended up packing up early, and in the pouring downpour rain, and I called hubby to come get me, and of course he couldn't. We live in a little area that has one way in and one way out. That's it. There is that, and when that little dip in the road gets covered in water, nobody can go anywhere. And so he had to wait until he could get by And so I was just sitting there under my tent that had been lowered, and all my stuff is ready to be put in the truck, and I'm just sitting there playing my game on my phone and just passing the time until he could get there. And sure enough, he gets there about an hour later, and we get it all packed up in the truck. We get home, and it quits raining. It was just like, what? Anyway, so I did actually make a few sales before the rain hit, which made me get my money back for the booth. Okay, so yeah, I did make some sales, and that was 2 sets of scrubbies at $10 a piece, 1 cat for $12, 1 chick for $8, and 1 rabbit for $25. So that was $65, and my booth fee was $35, and the permit was $20. So I had $10 profit, and I gave that to hubby for helping. And I came out with $0. And every single piece of my inventory wet. So what I wanted to talk about was, I don't know if any of you have done this or not, but I purchased some of these mesh bags for drying your delicates, and I put the product in there and throw them in the dryer, and I just fill it up as best as I can and throw it in the dryer so it's not, tumbling loosely and messing up the fibers. And it has worked out really well for me. And so I just wanted to share that little tip. If you've got a wet inventory, these little things help a lot in making sure you don't damage your product in the dryer. And so I'm going to put up some of the little videos that I took at the event. Just the rain. And also it includes my setup. I hear you, Sue. You wanted to see the setup. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for a brief few 10 minutes. And my next event is this Saturday, and it's at the museum, so that's going to be interesting. But another chance of rain, so that'll be really interesting. Hubby swears up and down he is not going to set me up again on a day that there is at least a 30% or more chance of rain. So, that I don't know what to think about that. I think he's being a little unreasonable, because sometimes we have big chances of rain and we don't see a drop, because they're basing it on the big city, which is almost 40, 50 miles away. So, yeah, I think he's being unreasonable, but we'll see. Maybe I can change his mind. All right. Y'all have a good week and happy crocheting. Bye bye.